Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rico'S Rants. I'm your host, Rico DiGiorgio. Sorry, it's a little dim. This is the best lighting I could do, I assure you. I have recently moved from where I normally do the Rico's Rants videos to upstairs in my father's house. Just had to make a move. Unfortunately, the kitchen is not very bright. The kitchen, the living room, just all the lights on, and unfortunately, this is the best I can do. But this is a semi-request and a semi-birthday present for Peggy. Peggy, this one's for you. Happy birthday. So, her choice, one of her choices, the one that I actually had seen, and the one I can review without having to see again and spend 3 hours of my life watching again, is Scarface. What's going on? So, Scarface, say hello to my little friend. A phrase that every man in America, unfortunately, has had to say at one point, sadly. So, first of all, is this a classic? Yes, it is. Was it a classic when it came out? No. In fact, it bombed. Fucking people did not accept this film. I remember reading Scorsese was in the audience watching the film premiere, and he turned to Pacino and De Palma and said, "This movie's great, but the fucking critics are gonna hate you." And he was right. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty of it. This is one of the rare remakes that's better than the original. That's right, this is a fucking remake. Even more fucked up, they're remaking the remake. They're making another Scarface film in like 2, 3, 4 years or something like that. I hear De Palma may be coming back as a producer, and for some reason the choice is Leo DiCaprio or DiCaprio. And their evidence is because he can play a semi-coked up dude or a really coked up dude in The Wolf of Wall Street. That's a different fucking coked up guy. I mean, there's Jordan Belfort and fucking Tony Montana. Very different. Okay. So the original Scarface, honestly, it's been years since I've seen. So we're not talking about that one. We're talking about this one. There are some variations and some differences they made. Like, instead of an Italian gangster, in this one he's a Cuban gangster. Played by an Italian. Go figure. Actually, the majority of the cast in this film is Italian American. You got Al Pacino, you've got Robert Loggia, you got F. Murray Abraham, who is half Italian, the other half is Syrian. And you got, what's her fuck? Mary Elizabeth Mastromonio. Is that her fucking name? I should know this shit. Really, the only one who actually is Cuban in this film, or Cuban American, is Steve Bauer. And if you are a fan of the show Ray Donovan, he's in that, playing an Israeli. Go figure. I mean, he's an actor. He's supposed to be able to channel different ethnicities and different roles. So, the role is, the story is Tony Montana, played by Al Pacino, is a Cuban refugee who starts out small-time hood, makes it to cocaine drug kingpin of Miami. Now, did this movie make Pacino a star? No. Pacino is already a star from Godfather 1, Godfather 2. I mean, Godfather, 1 and 2 was 8 years before this. He was already a respected actor. He had already done Serpico. He had already done Dog Day Afternoon. He was respected as shit. This cemented him as an actor who can make a controversial film. In a similar way of Robert De Niro was Robert De Niro, but then he made Taxi Driver and Cape Fear and those really like, oh shit, this guy can be scary kind of roles. So I have been drinking. I apologize. Actually, no. I'm not sorry. I'm happy I'm kind of drunk. I've had a fucking migraine all day, and today was a stressful fucking day. So I needed this to wind down. And here's my cat. Hi, Dino. So, young Tony Montana and his friend Manny sort of rise to the top, and they're young associates to Robert Loggia's Gangster, and of course Tony Montana is lusting after his girlfriend, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Now, bear in mind, I have not seen a whole lot of Michelle Pfeiffer movies, and I could tell you with one hand how many movies I've seen of her. That's not meant to be dirty. Get your fucking mind out of the gutter, my friends. Alright, I have seen Batman Returns. I have seen Scarface. I have seen Frankie and Johnny, also starring Al Pacino. And there's one more, Dark Shadows, which sucked. I have not seen much else with Michelle Pfeiffer. I have seen clips of her first role in Grease 2. I wish I hadn't. So, that being said, with my limited experience of Michelle Pfeiffer's filmography, she's pretty good in this. She's kind of crazy. She's kind of a bitch. But you know what? That's what the world requires. And at the same time, she's sort of playing against an even bigger bitch. Like, Pacino's character is all alpha, angry as fuck, macho, Cuban, gangster bullshit. You know? And Pacino, he had a fucking dialect coach. I don't know where the hell they came up with this accent, but from what I understand, it's pretty accurate. And it must have set a fucking staple, because while Scarface bombed at the box office and performed mediocre critically, right now it has a huge cult following, considerably with the hip hop gangsta fucking movement. They take lines from the movies. Some people fucking take characters' names as their aliases, meaning rappers. I mean, it is the rap godfather. It is the hip-hop godfather. Whereas, you know, so they like the movie The Godfather and Goodfellas and stuff like that and Casino. But, like, this one's the Latin America godfather. Whereas, I guess the poor man's version of this would be Carlito's Way. So, they rise to the top. They deal with multiple gangsters, fuck them over, and Tony Montana rises to the top and is a cocaine kingpin. And throughout the film, he becomes more and more increasingly addicted to cocaine, more paranoid, more territorial, not just with his territory and his drugs and his property, but with his sister, which he has a pretty incestuous fixation on. And even, spoiler alert, by the way, if you have not seen Scarface, go fuck yourself, okay? You need to see Scarface. It's a 3-hour movie, but it's worth watching. His best friend, his hermano, his brother, fucking Manny, falls in love and marries his sister. In a blind cocaine rage, he shoots his best friend, even though he regrets it. You know, that's what fucking cocaine and rage and balls and macho bullshit do. It makes you kill your best friend because he married Your sister? Like, if anybody, the one man who should marry your sister is your best friend. Not you, you sick fuck. So, that being said, he is given a task at one point in the film where he's partnered up with this Bolivian named Alejandro Sosa, who gives him one bit of advice. He says, don't ever try to fuck me. Don't you ever try to fuck me. He's like, hey, okay, I won't fuck you, okay? All I do, I don't fuck nobody, okay? I try to fuck my sister, but she don't like it. That's my really bad Pacino Scarface version. I do a better regular Pacino. It may come out. So, of course, he fucks over Sosa. Sosa fucking, like, calls him up and says, I told you not to fuck me, you stupid little monkey. So then, like, he's, you know, in the middle of a drug-fueled bender after killing his best friend, and his sister is, like, locked away in another bedroom in his mansion, and his wife leaves his ass. All these fucking Sosa men come after him and, like, shoot up his men, fuck up his mansion, and Pacino just has a mountain of cocaine, keeps sniffing it, grabs his giant, heavy as fuck assault rifle, goes to the door and says, alright, you want to play rough? Okay, I'll play with you. Say hello to my little friend. Chuck, cluck, bam, blows the fucking door, smithereens, kills like 3 dudes, fucking runs outside, shoots motherfuckers, and because he's so cocky, so macho, so tough, and full of cocaine, when they shoot him, he doesn't feel shit, just sort of stuns them like, oh, fuck, a little mosquito bite bit me, and he's shooting at all these motherfuckers, almost wins. And there's this fucking silent killer slowly getting behind him, shoots him in the back with a shotgun. He fucking falls from his second story staircase, lands in a fucking fountain pond in his living room. Because why not? You're a rich motherfucker. You got that shit. And he's dead. And as he dies, there's a fucking weird light thing with a globe, and it says, the world is yours. Which is symbolic for the fact that the world is yours for as long as you can fucking be alive. Long as you can make money and have power. Once you get the money, then you get the power. Then once you get the power, you get the women. Or whatever the fuck. I don't remember what the fuck it is. It's been years since I've seen this movie. This was done on the fly. You don't like it? I don't care. I'm drunk. Anyways, who else is good in this? Robert Loggia is actually really good in this. He's kind of cranky, and he's kind of like, every time I watch him in anything, I always think of Grandpa Munster in The Monsters. Like the old Dracula-looking motherfucker. He looks just like him. It's weird. But at the same time, Robert Loggia can look uncreepy. Like, he was great in Big with Tom Hanks. You know, he's the old motherfucker who dances with Tom Hanks on the floor piano. That's a sentence I never thought I'd ever fucking say in my entire life. Michelle Pfeiffer is good in this. She's kind of crazy, and Stephen Bauer is great in this, and good actor. I'd like to see more of him. As far as I know of 2 fucking things he's in. Although I think he was in Breaking Bad at one point. He was, sort of like if Manny had lived and taken over Tony Montana's place. F. Murray Abraham, who, if you don't know who the fuck he is, he played Salieri in Amadeus. I'm going to have to do a review of Amadeus one of these days. Amadeus is one of my all-time favorite films, and F. Murray Abraham is fantastic in it. Who the fuck else? I got none. Oh, yeah, the big bad, Pacino. Fucking, well, not big. He's 5'6", so not that big. Pacino, one of my all-time favorite actors. I like Pacino more than De Niro. That's right, I said that shit. What you gonna do? So, Pacino, for me, has always been my go-to actor. He was phenomenal in Dog Day Afternoon. He was one of the major highlights of Godfather 1, 2, and 3. He fucking Even when he's playing in movies that I haven't even finished, like Sea of Love, he's captivating. Serpico, fucking Serpico, man, he's amazing. He's a arguably one of the greatest fucking actors that's ever lived, and he's still alive. Unfortunately, haven't seen him do much of anything good in a long time. Can you believe that he was in Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler? Come on, Pacino, you're a fucking Oscar-winning actor. Fucking Scent of a Woman, man. Who are you, sir, are a liar. Liar, liar, your pants on fire. Yeah, I stole that from Frank Caliendo. But you know what? It works. Once you get a rhythm of an impression, it doesn't matter what you say. I at least gave Caliendo credit for what material I stole from him. But Pacino, he has this sort of almost Southern voice, even though he's not Southern. He's from the Bronx. And then, once you get that voice out there, and then you get low. And there's two types of Pacinos. There's the young, okay, Fredo, okay? Fredo, you broke my heart, Fredo, okay? And then, after 4 packs a day of smoking cigarettes, and yelling all the time, you start to sound like this. Like you took cheese grater and fucked up your throat. Ha! Pacino, to me, is kind of like the Italian-American Samuel L. Jackson. He's always yelling, and he's in bad movies and good movies, and you will always love either one. You want proof? Watch the movie Simone. Movie is kind of shitty, but he's great in it. And he's great in this too. Here's a little trivia fact. The writer of fucking Scarface is Oliver Stone. I don't know. This is, I think, before Oliver Stone was director Oliver Stone. Or maybe just the beginning of him being a director. And here's a fun fact. Oliver Stone, when he wrote this, was getting over a cocaine habit. How is that therapeutic? Writing about your addiction, about a guy who is addicted. I guess. If I'm addicted to something, let's say I'm a sex addict, right? Or let's say I'm addicted to watching porn. And I decide to write a porno. Or write an erotic film. Or something to do with sex or porn. I think that would, it would certainly test how much I can give up what I'm addicted to. But it's also the most tempting fucking thing to ever put myself in. It's like if you're addicted to chocolate and you willingly go into a chocolate factory. Like you go visit Willy Wonka and you're a diabetic. Why would you put yourself in positions like that? But you know what? Oliver Stone did a good job. And if it made him fucking... My cat's going bananas over here. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. What are you doing? He just looked at me like, fuck you. I don't know what to say. Pacino's great. Yeah, his really thick Cuban accent kind of gets a little ridiculous. This movie is not supposed to be really taken seriously. It's a movie where you take the most macho male bullshit and just put it right in your face. You don't like it? Fuck you. That's what I say. Fuck you. I'm not going to lie. I remember watching this movie for the first time. I was about maybe 10 years ago. So going back when I was about maybe 15, 16 years old. Yeah, I'm that young. And I remember being so into the movie, they made a game, like a semi-sequel, where what if he didn't die at the end of the film? What if he survived? And what if he got his life around and got revenge on all the motherfuckers who killed him? Called Scarface, The World Is Yours. Not gonna lie, it was a fun fucking game, and I had a lot of fun playing as Tony Montana. Okay, is it a good film? Kind of. It's certainly not the greatest of his films, but it's certainly one of the most memorable films. And I gotta tell you, if it was not Pacino, If it was any other actor, even De Niro, whoever was at the top, Christopher Walken, um, you know, Robert Redford, whoever was in the top in 1983, no one, and I mean no one, could have done as good of a job as Pacino. Pacino made this movie. It would have fallen flat. It wouldn't. It would have been a very shitty. It wouldn't have been direct to DVD because they didn't have DVD. But it would have had a very limited release. It would have just been obscure. No, it would have been something that Tarantino would have loved and recommended, and no one else knew about. That's what that type of movie is. But Pacino makes this movie, and the rest of the supporting cast, fueled by Pacino's presence, makes this movie great. Honestly, it is a movie that I don't need to see again and again. It's good enough to watch every once in a while, but I don't need to, if it's on TV, I don't need to see it again. The music is great, and Brian De Palma knows how to direct, and that's another thing. Pacino makes this movie, the supporting cast makes this movie, but De Palma also directs the shit out of this movie. And so is Oliver Stone wrote the fuck out of this movie. I don't know what insanity Oliver Stone went through to come up with this character. I know that he named the character Tony Montana on Joe Montana. So, go figure that. Honestly, what's my rating for this? 3.5 stars. Because, like I said, it's not a classic to me, but it is now culturally significant in film. It means something to other people, less so to me, but it's entertaining enough for me to watch. I mean, the chainsaw scene, if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. The chainsaw scene is fucking crazy. The end gunfight is astounding. I mean, this movie made me want to not ever try cocaine. So, take that into consideration. Yeah. Once again, happy birthday, Peggy. This one was for you. On a side note, I'm sorry this is a shitty birthday present. But I'm going to end the video. I'm going to put the camera in my face and wish you all adieu and love you all to death. Bye, guys.